Hello, it's POGMarineFPS, and today we're going to be talking about what makes AR-15 a high-end AR-15. You know, it's going to be all about the parts, or quality parts. Now, most of the parts out there are already good quality parts. Now, you also got to worry about, and don't worry about, some things. I'm not really an expert at metallurgy or whatever it's called, the quality of metal pretty much in layman's terms. But with these receivers, you got different types of harder and softer aluminum. Aluminum doesn't really make that big of a difference. The quality, the softer or lighter, it doesn't make that big of a difference. This is a Milspec receiver. There's a difference between types of receivers, but most of the receivers are the same. Now the thing is with billeted versus forged receivers is the billet sometimes can be a little off in their dimensions, magazine well, and some other aspects of it. Lower, but for this lower, it doesn't fit. I had to go and grab my M4, and this is the Tapco Interfusion magazine. Fit, minor wiggle left and right, very nice magazine. Wiggles just enough where you can press the button. Falls out no problem. So, with your standard receiver, this one's camouflage, but standard receiver, Tapco should work fine. But with a forged one, you know you're getting the exact specifications. Like I said, this is a Milspec one. They're just like a semi-spec when it comes to ammunition size, 308, 7.62, all those different types of ammo. These are all exactly the way they need to be. For the polymer receivers, I'm not going to talk about those. Those are junk. Don't get those. Those are terrible. It's not high quality. I don't care what people say. They suck. Away from the lower receiver, more in depth with the inside parts. Now, Milspec parts, they're cheap, they're affordable. They're a little, gritty, heavy trigger, but it's a combat trigger and it's a basic trigger. Now you can go up and get more high quality triggers such as Timney or Tacon or whatever it may be, your choice of trigger, and it'd be better, obviously. So quality trigger, yeah, that's another thing. Now also there's markings on here, and like I said, I'm not going to act like an expert, but there's little markings in this area around here. Some symbols stands for forging and some symbols stand for different kind of things and manufacturers. I'm not sure what it is. Google it. They have tons of different symbols. I'm not going to go all over them. It would take me too long to go over. Also with the receiver, the Picatinny rail, receiver, flat top, and there's tons of different mini receivers as well. Some with a carrying handle, so on and so forth. So we're not going to go over the optics. That's a totally separate video. But back here, a good stake castle knot, if you have it staked, that's good. You don't necessarily have to have it staked. Alright, so I just slapped this on the table. This is my clone. It also has a Milspec receiver, but we're talking about this, the Milspec buffer tube, compared to the commercial and quality wise. This is opinionated, and this is my opinion. And somewhat fact. There's nothing wrong with either or. But the pros and cons of these, you can decide for yourself. The threads are a little more aggressive with a Milspec. The buffer tube's a little bit thinner, which can say you might shave a little bit of weight. Probably a few grams here and there. That's about it. An aftermarket buttstock of your choice. I can recommend Magpul. They make good stuff. This is a Tapco, just standard adjustable one, 6 position. And we'll move our way to the hand grip. Any hand grip of your choice. There are some shitty grips out there that'll just snap. Make sure that it's good, rugged polymer, or you can even get an aluminum one if you want it even more rugged. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on grips. You guys pick your own. I really like the Hogue grips. That's just my opinion. We'll go up to the more important stuff other than the little frills of a buttstock and the frills of a nice pistol grip, and go over the barrel. Now, there's many different types of barrels out there, 18 inch, 14.5, 20 inch, and so on and so forth. Even ones longer than 20 inch. I think either 26 or 28, whatever it may be. But either way, doesn't matter what size the barrel it is, You can look up, there's chrome lined, there's hammer forged, there's other different types of barrels, non-chrome lined barrels. Now, the military barrel that I got in here, the 14.5, is a non-chrome lined barrel, and the one I had in the military shot thousands and thousands of rounds, no problems. And with this, you guys are gonna make the choice yourself. With chrome line, this is a fact, it can have minor imperfections, will affect your accuracy slightly, but with the non-chrome line, it seemed to be a little bit more accurate. The reason why is, like I said, there could be imperfections with the chrome lining not being properly, well, not necessarily properly, but the coating puts another coat over the already correct diameter barrel. Not that I'm down in chrome line barrels. I got chrome line barrels. I like it, and they're very resistant to corrosion. But with everything comes pros and cons. So if you want more information about the barrels, do research about all the types of barrels. Same as the receivers, forging marks, manufacturers. I'm not going to go over all of them. There's way too much to go over. One thing I really do want to go over is the gas tube. The gas tube length makes a difference, and the diameter of the gas port in the barrel makes a difference. But that's another thing to think about with the barrel, is also the gas port diameter. Is it overgassed? And the bigger diameter, the more gas lets through. The smaller diameter, a little bit less gas goes through, but then you may run into cycling issues. The gas systems. There's different types. This is a fixed triangular one. And that one was a carbine length, and the fixed triangular one in the M4 I just showed you was a carbine one. This is a 10.5 inch barrel, but if you notice, the gas tube is up here. It is also a carbine length gas system and a pistol. Why did I do that? Because anything less than carbine length, you start having issues. Anything less than 10.5 inch barrel, you may start having issues. That's why, if I'm just going to make something smaller than 10.5, it's going to be a range toy, and it's just going to be for fun. Put another one up on here. This one also has a triangular fixed front sight, just like the M4, bayonet lug and everything. Let me take this off so you can see it better. But with this, it's a mid-length gas system, which means the gas tube is up slightly more than the carbine length, which gives you a little bit more surface area with your hand, and which changes the gas pressures and also the diameter of the hole drilled in your barrel. But I'm not going to go over all of that. And I don't have a 20 inch, but if it was a 20 inch, even if it's fixed or non-fixed or Picatinny rail, this will be up a little bit farther, and I'll be considered a rifle length gas system. The original gas system AR-15s was the rifle length gas system, but I like the mid-length because it's the best of both worlds. It's the best of the carbine, and it's the best of the rifle. That's just my opinion, but you really can't go wrong with the mid-length. And that's kind of opinionated, but whatever. So, like we were saying, this is pretty much my rifle with all of my dream parts on there. My nice buttstock that I would recommend, which is a Magpul buttstock. Hogue pistol grip. And this is an 80% receiver. And remember, we was talking about receivers, the forged and the billet. Well, this is a billet receiver, and I have had issues with certain magazines not fitting. So back to that is this receiver is slightly out of spec, but it runs all my other magazines and it looks really nice. That's another pro about a billet receiver, but looks ain't everything, functionality is everything. But that is pretty much with the lower receiver. One thing I didn't really cover, I'm not going to cover the attachments, I'm not going to cover flashlights, I'm going to cover the handguards. The handguards, if you have rails, they need to be stable. Most rails, like this one, this is a Monstrum. It's a cheaper handguard, but it is a very solid handguard. It has retention areas there, 2 more in the front, so it's sandwiched on that barrel, and it's also held together with the clamping mechanism to hold on the handguard. So with this and with the screws, it's solid. You can mount a laser on there without losing zero, and you can also mount probably an optic up front like a red dot if you really wanted to. Mounting the red dot further up is actually better. But that's another whole nother video. I'm not going to go over that. So overall, the quality of your AR-15 depends on the research you put into it. What parts are good, what parts are excellent, and there's a lot of people that get ripped off with the AR-15 because they buy the name brand stuff, thinks it's better. Because like I said, we'll go back to this one. This receiver is the same as a $150 receiver, but you can go and get one of these like this. That was 80%. You can go get something like this, an Anderson receiver, same exact thing on the 80%, except it was 80%. You can get this Anderson for $49, and I actually seen them as low as $30. So you can get a Milspec receiver a lot cheaper, but you can also get the same exact Milspec receiver a lot more expensive, close to $150, like a Noveski or wherever it may be. Same Milspec receiver. They just have a cooler looking picture on the side. And I really don't give a crap about looks. I give a crap about the functionality. Looks are nice, but functionality is key. Now either you're building or you're buying, you definitely need to check out the parts that are in whatever you're buying. So if you're buying a Smith & Wesson Sport, you might want to check out some of the parts that's on a Smith & Wesson Sport. If you're building, or if you're buying or building, you definitely need to check them out. So find out what your rifle is going to be, find out what's already in your rifle if you're buying a pre-built rifle, and you should be alright, and you should be good to go. So thank you guys for watching, have a nice day, and stay safe.